Hi guys, hope you're doing well. Back on the vlogs again, back at home. Um, been thinking a lot recently about different things that have gone off in my life. So I'm really reflecting on things that I want to do and how society's been set up and how culture tends to override a lot of our inner voice of who we want to be. Being at a campsite with very open-minded people, all living as a unit and looking after the earth and the environment, it gives you a perspective on life that you don't really experience very often because you're in a certain culture. And I've realised that culture tends to be like a brick wall for a lot of people. You have to realise that culture is very, very different in different parts of the world. And you get born into the world and you get born into a culture, and it's not really up to you. Well, it might be probably is on a deeper level where you end up, but basically you come into the world as a blank slate. The mind is like a sponge, and you get brought up in a culture, and you believe that certain things in that culture is the right thing to do. And after a while, especially if you was to embark on a nutritional balancing program, you generally find that culture, in many ways, is very, very bad, and it confuses the mind. You think that you should be doing certain things that the culture does, eat what the culture eats, engage with people how the culture engages. So in England, for example, we have quite a big alcohol culture. And we have a lot of pubs and clubs, and I know that's a lot different to many other countries because I've been there and visited it. But the culture pressure is that you kind of do a 9-to-5 job from Monday to Friday, and then you'll go out at a weekend and drink. I mean, not that's for everyone, but that is a big culture thing, and it's on the radio. On the Friday night, the radios will start kicking in with getting ready for the weekend, and all the stuff on the TV, etc. We also have a culture of food culture. So one of the cultures of English food are things like fish and chips. We do get some vegetables in our diets. Hot pots, pastry is quite big in England. Bread is pretty big as well. So we get brought up thinking, that's the right thing that we should eat. In England, we're very reserved people. We don't necessarily give each other loving hugs, and it's very kind of individual on that sense, where this is my space, that's your space, and we don't speak to many of our neighbours in our village. I don't really know who my neighbours are very much, and that's the culture that I've been brought up in. I've lived in Thailand. The culture's different. People are a lot more open, for example. But the diet's different. They're into noodles and rice, which is also bad in my opinion. There's a lot of pollution there. They don't look after their vehicles, for example. It's just part of the culture. And all this is bad. I spent a little bit of time in Mexico. Again, their diet's more tortilla based and beans and chili, but that's the culture. Then people are a lot more open and friendly. But there's other negatives. So culture is a big issue, and for me, my real home and the home that I feel most connected to is nature, and I think that's probably resonates with a lot of people. That's where we've come from over millions of years. We was used to foraging in nature, having a close connection with plants and animals, sitting around the campfire at night, eating really organic, good quality food. So one thing I'm going to be starting to do a lot more recently is trying to get into the idea of rewilding, where I'm actually reconnecting with nature, reconnecting with my roots, and doing that. And so hopefully that's gonna manifest and evolve a little bit as time goes on for me. So that's a quick thought for the day. But I'm going to move back onto the 30-day challenge. I understand that this is not a 30-day thing. I've been on holiday, for example, so hopefully once I've finished 30 days, people can kind of look back on this and kind of go through it as and when. So I wanted to talk about your health and fitness purpose, or mainly your health purpose. And generally what you find is that if you can attach a purpose to the reason why you want to get better in your health, it kind of overrides any negative things that are going off in your mind and in your life and in your environment. So there is a few mindsets for failure that we see when people are thinking about their health. A lot of people don't know. This is pure ignorance. You know, they don't realise that a hamburger and chips is really negative for their health. So that's one thing you need to kind of overcome, is educate yourself basically on what's right and what's wrong to eat. Another one's I don't care. A lot of this is actually due with poor health. They just don't care. There's a lot of apathy. There's a lot of laziness involved. They're just not bothered. You know, you see these people that just go out drinking and taking drugs, and they kind of know it's bad for them, but they just don't care about it. There's a certain apathy there. I do believe that health is a reason for that. And another one's I just can't help myself. I can't help myself but to eat crisps. I can't help myself but to eat chocolate. This is just basically a lack of self-control, a lack of willpower. I get a lot of people that ring me up and I tell them what they need to do in order to heal, and they'll say, I can't do it. I know that I can't do it. I mean, it's serious lack of willpower there. Luckily for me, I've always been quite willful, so that's not something I generally found difficult, especially in the beginning of the program when I was really sick. I would have done anything to heal, so it wasn't an issue for me. So it does kind of shock me a little bit when people are like, oh, I can't give up chocolate. It's like, it's a simple thing to do in order for you to get good health. So in order to kind of wipe all that out, one of the good ways of looking at it is, what is the purpose for you to want to heal? Why are you doing it? What's the leverage involved that's going to push you forward and overcome these challenges? So you can look at the categories of life to give you a purpose and a reason why you're doing it. So, for example, is your intellectual life really important, you know, for you as a purpose? You know, are you a philosopher? Are you a teacher? Are you someone that does seminars, that needs to have a really quick mind, that needs to be engaging, that needs to be intellectually full? You know, your health creates a good mind that can engage in that manner. So is that your leverage point? Is that what you want out of life? Is that your purpose, to teach people or to be intellectually on point? Your emotional life, basically, do you want to be happy on regular occasions? Does your personality and your character want to be joyful and uplifted? And is that your main purpose? Is that what you really want out of life? Do you know inside that you've got a great personality and you want to give that to the world? At the end of the day, having excellent health really affects your emotions. The body is like a beautiful machine, and it's built and it's designed really to be happy. So whatever you put in there is going to affect your emotions. That's a big one for me, actually. Spiritual, you know, does your leverage come from your spirituality? Do you want to be God's helper? Is that your main thing to do? You know, do you want to treat the body as a temple? Is that a massive thing for you to do? Can you find leverage and purpose in that category? Your love relationships. Do you want to give a lot? You know, I mean, is a big purpose for you in order to really give to your love relationship. Obviously, having an excellent body, you know, your chakras are all spinning properly, your energy is flowing. That's going to set you up for an excellent love relationship. Parenting. I don't have any children, but this is usually a massive one for people that are wanting to find leverage. Do you want to create a great, amazing example for your children? Do you want your children to be set up for life in the best way possible? That's a big leverage point for a lot of people, so maybe you can kind of get in touch with that and figure out if that's going to be a leverage point and a purpose for you to really look after your health. And career, financial life and service. Do you feel like you are here to give service to people? Is that your main purpose in life? It requires a lot of energy to do that. It requires for you to be a leader. You know, it requires you to be very organized, and this all means that you need excellent health. So what I want you to do, I want you to write down what are the most important reasons for you to be in excellent shape and health. So for me, I feel that my character and personality, I really enjoy myself when I feel good. It's just, I just naturally vibe with people. You know, my personality is quite flowing and integrated in people, and I get a lot of joy from that in order to give that. So my emotional life is really important for me. I want to eat as well, as good as possible for me to have an excellent brain and an emotional life that's providing me with a constant happiness and joy. and the ability to interact with people. I really enjoy that. I'm quite an extrovert. I am an introvert in many ways, but I'm an extrovert in other ways. One of the reasons why I do this YouTube channel. So another one is I feel like I have got a mission in life to help people to create a great life for themselves. So the service, career, financial life for me, that's a big purpose for me. So I want to create excellent health for myself, so I can be a leader and give back to the people and allow them to hopefully have a good life and enjoyment, a life that you can enjoy as well. So what I also want you to write down is, how will improving your health impact the other areas of your life? So for me, in my intellectual life, I'll be able to focus on things that I really care about. I'll be able to read books that I really care about with vigour and fullness, and I'll be able to discuss that in groups, in seminars, maybe in very kind of focused and positive way. My emotional life, I'll be obviously fueled with the right hormones and minerals for my body to thrive, for my personality to come through, for my character and my moral self to engage in life really well. So my spiritual life, I'll be able to praise God and the universe by treating my body as a temple of the living God. I love to have the idea of that. I feel like God has created this life for us in order for us to learn and to experience, and once we kind of get the jigsaw puzzles together, that really allows us to praise the creation and to be a temple of the living God. So my love relationship, I don't have one yet, but I'll be able to create deeper sensual love with my partner, and allow me to experience love and connectivity as it was meant to be experienced, not in a dull way because I'm eating pizza and crackers, but in a very full way, and that's very important for me. Parenting, this is probably a big one for me if I ever have children. I want to be an excellent role model for my kids. I couldn't think of anything nicer to be able to give back, to be able to give my children something that's going to really set them up for life. And my career, I'd love to be an inspiration for others. I do feel like my health conditions, I took them on for a reason. I took them on to heal, and there was a reason why I had such extreme health issues, and that was for me to overcome them in order to help other people. So that's a massive one for me. That's my biggest purpose in life, is to be able to give back and serve others. So then I want you to write down your thoughts and come up with your purpose for health and fitness. So my purpose for living an excellent, healthy life is so that I can give the opportunity for my body to thrive like it is supposed to, how it is designed. When this happens, it naturally has all the resources it needs to be happy and healthy in many ways, and it can give to the world as it is designed to do. So that by doing this, I can help and teach others do it as well, and be the bridge between excellent health and helping others in need. I don't want to be a person that's just on my own, doing my own thing and thriving in the world, and I don't want to be just all I do all day is help others. I want to have the dynamic of really enjoying myself in life and also having the balance of helping other people in the right times as well. I think that's a good balance to have. Cool. Moving on. Jackie Boothman sent me a message a while back, and I'm really sorry that I haven't got around to it yet, but I'll get around to it now. First of all, I just wanted to say thank you for the really kind words on how you have found a lot of value in what I've been putting out there for people. I really appreciate it. There was a lot of love involved in that message, so thank you very much. From what I've been reading, I understand that you are in a situation that I've been in before, whereby you want to give, you want to do, you want to create, you want to be with people, but when you give, you haven't got the energy, you'll hit a brick wall. You might have a bit of energy and you'll hit a brick wall, etc, etc. So your question was, did I have massive energy fluctuations and mood, and how did I deal with it? So the answer is yes. I had a lot of energy fluctuations and mood. It was very, very frustrating because I'm a very willful, driven person. So I wanted to create and build a career and build a business, but I couldn't do it because I used to get roadblocks. I used to feel some energy in the morning and then I would burn out in the afternoon. And how did I get over it? There isn't kind of a magic formula to get over it, other than just following the program as much as possible. The best thing to do is to live, to try and live day to day. So don't plan things in advance too much. I know that's difficult to do, but if you keep yourself kind of open and flexible and just say, yeah, I might come to that on Thursday, then it doesn't put much pressure on you. You know, if I knew that I had to be somewhere in 2 days' time, what I tried to do for them 2 days is I would try and rest a lot. Or if I knew that I was going out at night time, I would try and rest all day, so I had some energy to do something at night. But it is difficult. You know, one of the difficulties with nutritional balancing that used to frustrate me a lot is if I did really well with the program and I used to rest a lot and kind of calm myself down and eat really well, I would feel better. And then because my body was feeling better, it would detox. So I feel like I was just in this constant spiral of doing well, you know, and there's a part of you saying, oh, I'm doing well and I'm going to have all this energy. But in reality, the body says to itself, I've got all this energy, I'm going to use it to detox. So that used to be frustrating. That's something, again, you've got to try and navigate through and realise that is part of the programme, and try and surround yourself, even if it's online, by people that are doing a similar thing. Hopefully Deep Healing Space in a few years' time will start creating a community of people that can kind of help each other out. That's kind of one mission that I would like this company to have, is to provide people with a platform in order to engage with others on the program. So that's basically it, really. I'm sorry I can't kind of say to you, do this and everything will be fine. You know, unfortunately it's not really the situation. But yeah, I had massive fluctuations. You know, there was a time, it lasted for about a year, when I was trying to set up my other company, Life.net. We're focusing on EMF protection, and I just had all this drive, but I couldn't do it because I was hitting brick walls all the time. I think I kind of came to a point where I was just like, I just want to heal, and I just, you know, I kind of come to the conclusion that that was all I was interested in doing, and I kind of did that for a while, and I would get some energy and kind of burn out a little bit. But it comes, you know, be patient with yourself. See your energy as like a bank account. You know, a lot of people's energy, they're withdrawn minus £200,000. You know, they get better and better and better. Sometimes they'll get into the green, but they'll only have £10 in the bank, you know, $10 in the bank, and they'll think, oh, you know, I've got plenty of energy, and then they'll burn that $10 really quick. So you need to see it as a bank account. You know, I've got $10, invest. So you invest in energy into the bank account, so you get more and more and more and more energy. All right, so yeah, this has been a long video. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Goodbye.